I joined from my phone. I will drop from here. I'll join from my laptop.
Okay. Om Ishvaro Gururatmeti. Om
Ishvaro Gururatmeti
Murti Bheda Vibhagine
Murti Bheda Vibhagine
Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya
Vyomavad Yapta Dehaya
Dakshinamurtaye Namaha.
Dakshinamurtaye Namaha
Sadashivasamaramбхам
Sadashivasamarambham
Shankaracharya-madhyamam
Shankaracharya Madhyamam
Asmadacharya-paryantam
Asmadacharya Paryantam
Vande Guru-paramparam.
Vande Guru Paramparam.
Om Sahana Bhavatu.
Om Sahana Bhavatu
Sahanau Bhunaktu.
Sahanau Bhunaktu
Sah Viryankaravavahai.
Sahaviryam Karavavahai
Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai.
Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam.
Om Partaya Pradibhoditam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam
Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam.
Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam
Advaitamritavarshiniം Bhagavatiम् Ashtadashaധ്യായിനിम्
Ambatvaman Bhagavati Ashtadashadhyayini
Ambattvamanusandathami Bhagavat Gite Bhavatveshinim.
Ambatvam Anusandadami Bhagavat Gite Bhavatveshini
Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutastunvanti Divyaistavaihi.
Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutas Tunvanti Divyaistavaihi
Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadair Gayanti Yam Samagaha.
Vedai Sangha Padakramopanihitair Gayanti Yam Samagaha
Dhyanavasthita tadgatena manasa Pashyanti yan yoginaha.
ध्यानावस्थिततत् गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति योगिनः
यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः।
यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः।
अर्जुन उवाच
अर्जुन उवाच
ध्यायसि चेत् कर्मणस्ते
ध्यायसि कर्मणस्ते
मता बुद्धिर्जनार्दन
मता बुद्धिर्जनार्दन
तत्किं कर्मणि घोरे माम्
तत्किं कर्मणि घोरे माम्
नियोजयसि केशव।
नियोजयसि केशव।
व्यामिश्रेणेव वाक्येन
व्यामिश्रेणेव वाक्येन
बुद्धिं मोहयसीव मे।
बुद्धिं मोहयसीव मे।
तदेकं वद निश्चित्य
तदेकं वद निश्चित्य
येन श्रेयोऽहमाप्नुयाम्।
येन श्रेयोऽहमाप्नुयाम्।
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा
लोकेऽस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा
पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ।
पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नः।
ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानाम्
ज्ञानयोगेन साङ्ख्यानाम्
कर्मयोगेन योगिनाम्
कर्मयोगेन योगिनाम्।
In third chapter, Arjuna asked to Krishna, according to your contention or according to your teaching, buddhi means atmagnanam, compared to karma, jayasi. So according to you, atmagnana is better than to do action. Then why tatkim? Then why Kore karmani, in this terrible act, you are impelling me. Why you impel me in this terrible act? And why he comes in this decision, Atma Jnanam is better than karma, because in second chapter, Bhagwan praises both. Bhagwan praises Gnana Yoga from 11th to 25th verse. And in the end also, Sthita Prajna he praises. In between, Bhagwan has praised Karma Yoga. But he thinks, Arjuna thinks, Bhagwan has praises 2 times Gnana compared to Karma. Then he thinks Gnana Yoga is better. And again he says, Vyamishrena. Here in this, one is more. So it is printing mistake. Vyamishreneva, not Mishneva. But here is given Mishneva. So only one refa is there. He says, Vyamishrena. Sometimes you are praising Gnana Yoga, somewhere you are praising Karma Yoga. It's called mixture. Vakyena, there's both type of statement. Me buddhim mohayasi iva. You are confusing my buddhi. And here the meaning of buddhi is his mind. And here the meaning of buddhi is Atmagnan. That Shankaracharya has written. Otherwise, how can we know the meaning of one buddhi is Atmagnanam and meaning of one buddhi is our mind? But he has Arjuna said eva. Eva means is like. It seems my buddhi is confusing. Actually, really speaking, you are not confusing me, but according to my level of intelligence, it thinks it is confusing. That's why he says, Tadekam Vada Nishchitya, Ekam Vada. Ekam Vada means either you tell I should follow Gnana Yoga or I should pursue Karma Yoga, whatever you say, Ekam Vada. Nishchitya. Having decided, then you tell me, then I will follow. And by following this, Yena means either Karma Yogena or you tell Gnana Yoga, Yena Aham Shreyaha Apnuyam. I will get moksha, liberation. You tell me what should I follow. Then Bhagwan says, as usual, that we have seen last week. And Bhagwan says, Lokesmin Dvividha Nishtha, Asmin Loke. In this word, Dvividha Nishtha, two committed lifestyle. Dvivida means two, Nishtha means committed lifestyle. Maya Prokta, it's said by me. Prokta means Uktaha, Prakarshena Ukta, said by me. Where, when, Pura, at the beginning of the creation, Anaga means hey Anaga, which doesn't have any type of papa. And which type of committed lifestyle? Then Bhagavan says, Sankhya Nam Gnana Yogena Nishtha and Yoginam Karma Yogena Nishtha. Yogina means for Gruhastha, for householder. Karma Yoga is a committed lifestyle, and for Sankhya means for sannyasi, Gnana Yogena Nishtha. But Bhagwan never says there is a choice in sadhana. Bhagwan has said there is a choice only which lifestyle we should follow. But still Arjuna was confused. He says there is a choice in Atmagnanam or Karma Yoga. But there is no choice. But still Arjuna was asking, and we have seen this. Let's see now where we were. Lokesmin Dvividha Nishtha. And what I have told last time, there are three types of sannyasa. One is Vividisha, one is Apat, and last one is Vidvat. The meaning of sannyasa Vividisha means one who would like to know. Veditum Icha Vividisha. Apat, at the time of death, one would like to take sannyasa. It's called Apat Diksha. And Vidvat, one who knows what is what. A person like Janaka, a person like Yagyavalka, either they are in Grostha, after they think what is the meaning of in Grostha, let me take sannyasa, it's called Vidvat. In Grostha, person can take sannyasa. Even in sannyasa, if person knows, then it's called Vidvat sannyasa. Pujya Swamiji is called Vidvat sannyasi. Like other sannyasi, like us, is called Vividishu. They would like to know, still they are not 100% Jnani. But Vidvat means one who is Atma Jnani, Brahmanist. So this type of lifestyle, Bhagavan says, Gnaninam, Karma Yogena Yogina. And Karma Yoga means householder, which lifestyle they have to follow, then is Pancha Mahayagna. Mostly this Grihastha should follow Pancha Mahayagna. It will come. At that time we will see, but they have to follow Pancha Mahayagna, and sannyasi has to follow Jnana. But still we have seen, if you remember, here somewhere I have, this sadhana we have seen, but which lifestyle? This lifestyle means pravrutti marg, it's called grihastha ashrama. Nivrutti marg is called sannyasa ashrama. Which one is better? If somebody says, so generally Bhagwan will say, this pravrutti marg is better because here person is safe. If person is mentally not prepared, then this nivrutti marg is dangerous for that person also. And that sannyasa ashram, that person is dangerous for society also. Is better pravrutti marga, grihastha. People can go to mall or movie also, people can listen Vedanta also. But in sannyasi, movie is not allowed. Anytime is not allowed. So better, this lifestyle is more safe, less risky. And I have told last time, person has three choices in life. Person has three type of choices. One choice, because four ashram, no? So first brahmacharya ashram. After brahmacharya, person has to enter in grihastha ashrama. They follow karma yoga. They purify mind, chitta shuddhi, and then last they can switch over to sannyasa if they are interested in moksha pursuit. Then this is the normal route. Second one, and this is a nice path because in karma yoga only chitta shuddhi can possible. Second choice is from brahmacharya they enter in grihastha ashram. They remain in grihastha ashram like Janaka for lifetime, lifelong. And in grihastha ashram they can have gnanam, atmagyanam, liberation, moksha. This is a like Janaka king that I have written. There is a second choice, and last choice is from brahmacharya direct they enter in sannyasa ashram. But they are very rare, and they can skip grihastha ashram. But if they skip grihastha ashram, then the less scope of purifying mind. The best we can chitta shuddhi is possible only in grihastha means karma yoga with a bhavana only. Direct one who becomes a sannyasi without going through karma yoga and upasana, that sannyasi suffered, and because of this sannyasi, society is also suffered. It's better person remain in grihastha only, karma yoga. Somebody asked Pujya Swamiji, why you have started aim for seva, all movement. Then Pujya Swamiji said, okay, one, I would like to do seva for all society, and I have seen our sannyasi, because Swamiji has given too much diksha, no? Now all sannyasi cannot teach. So they have allotted one hostel to one sannyasi. He says this is a good for them. It is one type of karma yoga. They can do seva also, students. In meanwhile, they can also evolve. They can grow. Mental, they can hope. That's why direct brahmacharya to sannyasa is not good. But from brahmacharya to grihastha to sannyasa. But Arjuna has no choice. He cannot go from brahmacharya to sannyasa because he is already grihastha. So he would like to go from grihastha to sannyasa, but still he is not ready. That's why Bhagavan keep on telling karma yoga is good, karma yoga is too good. That we have seen all this. Now Bhagavan has started to praise karma. Why action is necessary? Why karma is necessary in each and every person's life? So his fourth shloka Bhagavan says, न कर्मणा मनारंभात् नैष्कर्म्यं पुरुषोष्णुते न च सन्न्यस्सनादेव सिद्धिं samadhigacchati. Bhagwan praises. Some person says, I won't do any action, and by not doing any action, I will get moksha. It is not possible. So I have written one. This is the Anvaya. Purushaha. Can I make little bit bigger? Bhagavan says, Purushaha karmanam anarambhat. Anarambhat means a person doesn't do any type of karma. By doing simply not doing karma, naishkarmyam na ashnute. Person cannot gain, cannot attain some. Naishkarmya means moksha. We will see what is naishkarmya. And sanyasanat, by leaving everything, by giving everything, siddhim nasam adhigacchati, by giving up, merely giving up. Here the meaning of siddhim means moksha, na adhigacchati, he cannot attain the moksha. So first we will see again one, this one. Again same I have repeat. To understand moksha or to gain moksha, the three things are compulsory in each and every person's life. One thing is karma yoga is must, and karma yoga helps to neutralize our raga dvesha. In generally we say chitta shuddhi, but in karma yoga predominantly we are out of our personal likes and dislikes. Upasana means meditation, doing japa. Our mind accept people, mind accept nature also. Our mind become white, they starts accepting people. This is the benefit of upasana. And pursue gnana yoga means shravanam, remove ignorance, mananam, remove all our sanshaya, and nididhyasanam, this ahankara, I am body, mind, sense complex will go. And this Atma Gnana we can have in Gruhastha life also and in Sannyasa life also. That Arjuna has confusion. That's why he asking, Karma Yoga is better or Gnana Yoga? That's why Bhagavan has says, this Upasana is compulsory. Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, Gnana Yoga is compulsory, but we have choice. Grostha can also go through all this sadhana, and even sannyasi can also go to different type of sadhana, but they have to compulsory sadhana option in lifestyle. And now Bhagwan has one word has used, naishkarmya, one word. What is naishkarmya? In previous verse I have told sannyasa, Vividisha, Vidvat, everything we have seen. But there are two types of sannyasa. For sannyasi, physical renunciation, and for grihasti, renunciation from mind. In 5th chapter, Bhagavan will say, Gneyassa nitya sannyasi yo na dveshti na kankshati. So, first, physical renunciation means for sannyasi, no responsibility. Sannyasi should not have any type of possession, totally free, no tension. And at the same time, what is the renunciation? He is in. What is the renunciation from mind? So it says, in spite of all duties, Gnani has to play different roles. But his person knows, I am playing roles. I am not mother, father, whatever. So he has given up fatherhood, motherhood. So it's one type of renunciation. And in this also, while living in Grihastha ashram, he can renunciate ownership. I am the owner of whole our house, home. I am a owner of my own children. Renunciation of all type of expectation. This is also called sannyasa only. In 5th chapter, Bhagavan will say, Gneyasya nitya sannyasi yo na dveshti na kankshati. And there is a one famous line, Tyagena amrutatvam anashuhu. The meaning is, Ekena tyagena amrutatvam. In which type of tyaga? It says for sannyasi is good, but ekena tyagena means, here tyaga means the tyaga, the renunciation of our own expectation. Agraha. In Sanskrita also there is a one word, agraha, expectation. If person gives up, then it's also called tyaga. Not physically, no need to change clothes, no need to give a professor, only need change only from our mind. Whatever comes, let I will accept gracefully. It's called tyaga. I will accept people. I will give up my all type of expectation, desire from others. It's that will bring anashuhu, that will bring amrutatva. The meaning of amrutatvam also moksha. So Bhagavan says tyagena. So here tyaga is not physical renunciation, but tyaga is from mind. We have to give up everything. Amrutatva manashu. For tyagam, amrutatva have many meaning. Then, and Bhagavan has says, this raga dvesha should be taken before sannyasa only. Because after sannyasa, sannyasa's expectation, everybody should respect me, it will come. But before sannyasa only, our likes and dislikes should be taken care. And it will be taken care only in grihastha or in karma yoga. Without karma yoga, sannyasa is next impossible. If person has taken sannyasa, so it doesn't like sannyasa. That's why Bhagavan says in Bhashyam also, sannyasa, before sannyasa, raga dvesha should be neutralized. Now there is a one more word, is called moksha. So what is moksha? Then Bhagavan says, it will come in 4th chapter, but still here Bhagavan is discussing is, the meaning of moksha is not after death, Every time I used to tell, the moksha, liberation, is not after death. But the meaning of moksha is called mukti. Really speaking, moksha is mukti, liberation. Liberation from what? So I have written, we are facing many problems in outside. Still, if we are not disturbed, then we are mukta. We can have moksha while performing different type of action, but person should not consider oneself as the doer. In Sanskritam is called karta. And in English is called doer. If person thinks I am eating, then he is a eater. If person thinks I am driving the car, I am a driver. If person think I am a husband, if person think I am a wife, and if being wife, being husband, I have to do many things. This is called karta, doership. But when person thinks I am doing many type of action, but still I am not doer, that is called moksha. If you have heard, I think I had told that story for Krishna or gopis, one have gopi would like to serve food to Durvasa. So that's why they have taken all type of food and they would like to cross Yamuna river. But it was going so fast and they cannot cross the river. Then ask Krishna, Gopi says, we would like to cross river. How can we can cross? Then Krishna says, you tell Yamuna river, if Krishna is brahmachari, please give me the path. And then Gopi said to Yamuna river, if Krishna is 100% brahmachari, you please give me the path. Then it says Yamuna separated and they all went through. They crossed Yamuna river. They reached to Durvasa. They feed Durvasa. Durvasa had taken all type of food. Then again they have to go back to their own home. Then again Yamuna was going in his full swing. Then they all gopis told Durvasa, how can we cross again this Yamuna river? Then Durvasa asked, how can you come over here? Then they all gopis said, Krishna told this sentence and we can cross. Then Durvasa said, you tell Yamuna, if Durvasa has not eaten anything, then give the path. Then Durvasa was sitting, eating everything. They said, you have taken everything. How can we say? But he said, you try and tell Yamuna. Again, Gopi went back to Yamuna, in the bank of Yamuna. She all said, if Durvasa has not eaten everything, please give me the path. Again, Yamuna has given the path. What does it mean? In spite of eating everything, Durvasa has not eaten everything. It's called non-doership. It's called moksha. So second thing, while experiencing result of our prarabdha karma, if person think, okay, this is not why me, if person never think, then that person also has moksha. And in person's life, there is no complaint, no confusion, no tension. It's called moksha. And in short, in spite of doing all karma, a person thinks, I am not doing anything. It's called actionlessness. In Sanskritam, it's called nishkarma. Karma means to do karma, but when we add nishkarma means one's who life, in spite of doing every action, that person thinks, I am not doing. It's called actionlessness. And one whose mind's disposition like this, I'm not doing anything, it's called Naishkarmya. The meaning of Naishkarmya means, in spite of doing everything, one who's in mind state of mind remains like this, like Durvasa, like Krishna. I'm not doing everything. It's called Naishkarmya Bhava. And once, if you remember, I have told the chain of our birth, rebirth. What is the chain? I have told, by birth, we have agnanam about oneself, ignorance. This is our asset, agnanam. When we have agnanam, what we are, we always think something is missing in us, something. Then to fulfill what is missing, we do karma. This is the chain of punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. While doing karma, we have doership. I have done this good karma, I have done this bad karma. This karma gives up give us punya and papa. And this punya papa are responsible for another new birth. This is the vicious cycle. Birth, by birth we have this ignorance, who am I, always missing something. Because of ajnanam, we always do different type of karma. This karma gives punya papa, and this punya papa gives another birth. Again, same ajnanam, same karma, but one person thinks ajnanam goes. One person knows, who am I? Then that ignorance goes. Then that person does karma, but that karma doesn't give any punya papa because no doership. And when no doership, no punya papa, no second birth. And in spite of doing any karma, one who thinks I am not doing karma, the another name of moksha is called naishkarmya. So some person thinks, what is naishkarmya? Naishkarmya means the state of actionlessness in spite of doing all type of action. And that state doesn't come without not doing anything. That verse Bhagavan would like to say, this state will come after following all type of sadhanas, karma yoga, upasana yoga, and gnana yoga. Only after we can have this type of naishkarmya, the state of naishkarmya. That's why Bhagavan says, karmanam anarambhat, person cannot get nishkarmya. That's why Bhagavan says, now Bhagavan has says, Purushaha. Always in our Shastra, Purusha word come. When I was in the beginning, I started to listen Vedanta. I was saying always Shastra promote male, not female, Every time Purusha comes. Then later I understood the meaning of Purusha is not male or female. The meaning of Purusha means person, simple person. Now how can we prove the meaning of Purusha is person? So there is in our 5th chapter it is called Navadvare Pure Dehi. The Navadvara, our body, Pura means city. Here, Pure Tishtati iti Purushaha. The meaning of Purushaha, Vyutpatti we take, the meaning is Pure, one who resides in city. So where we reside, so it says in our city, this body city has 9 gates, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, 7, 1, 2 down below, 1 for stool, 1 for urine, total 9. That's why it says Pura means city, Nava means 9. One who resides in 9 gate city. It's called Purusha. So we all are Purusha. So meaning of Purusha is a person, a human being, not a male. So Bhagavan says, Purusha, a person, karmanam anarambhat. If person think now I want to take moksha, I should not do any karma. That says karmanam anarambhat, by not doing anything. And how person cannot do anything? People can be lazy. That's why he says, now I would like to take moksha, so I'm not doing anything. Sometime person stop performing any action because of fear. If I initiate some action, I cannot fulfill. That's why person can stop. And simply saying, now I am all pervading conscious. They keep on listening and they start telling, now I am consciousness. I need not to do any karma. By simply lip service, person cannot take liberation. That's why karmana manarambhat. There are many people in whole world, even in India, they say I'm not doing any karma because they don't like. They don't do, and they say now I am become a sannyasi, now I am a gnani. That's Bhagwan condemned. He says, Naishkarmyam na ashnute. That person cannot get liberation. Doesn't na ashnute means that cannot attain, that cannot gain. Naishkarmya means actionlessness. That karmani akarmaya pashyet akarmani chakarmaya. It will come in 4th chapter, 18th verse. Karmani akarma ya pashyet. In spite of doing every karma, one who knows akarma, I am not doing anything, that is called naishkarmi. Karmani akarmani chakarmaya. That is a very big discussion. We will see when we come. But our body is a mixture of two things. Let me do. One is called anatma. Can you read? Anatma and atma. This our karyakar and sangata is a mixture of two. And one is called atma. Atma, we know the nature of atma is all pervading, and being all pervading, this doesn't do any action. Atma. And anatma is a prakriti. And being prakriti, it never remain without any action. So this anatma keep on changing, and this atma remains same. A gnani, one who knows I am mere atma, I am not anatma. In spite of doing, anatma does different type of action, but one who knows I am mere atma, it's called naishkarmi. But that needs lots of whole life we should dedicate it to, and otherwise it's next impossible. It says anatma is limited, and being limited, it always keep on changing, and atma is all pervading, it never need to do anything. That's why anatma is called akarmani. Karmani akarma ya pashyet. One who says atma, always see karmani, this anatma, keep on doing different type of karma. Karmani akarma, I am atma, I am akarta. Ya pashyet, that person naishkarmyam ashnute. Otherwise there is no second way. That's why Bhagavan says, by mere giving up karma, by mere give, because in India, even I don't know in a Western country, but India, something person has failure, they become sannyasi. Now I am not good for anyone. Let me take sannyasa. By mere taking sannyasa, naishkarmyam nashnute. Because always this is a thinking, sannyasi is free. Sannyasi should not to do any karma, so I will get liberation. That's why this line is very, very, very important. One who never do any karma. So naishkarmyam, simply giving the karma, we cannot get moksha. And at the same time, Bhagavan says, what was that? Yeah. And also, cha means and also, sannyasat eva siddhim na sam adhigacchati. Mere sannyasa. Just now I am telling. If you had heard Pujya Swamiji, he told us during our 3 years course, when he is at the age of 32, Swamiji was started thinking to take sannyasa. So his Swamiji started thinking, let me take some interview, no? That's why he went to Uttarkashi, he went to Rishikesh, and he asked many sannyasi, how you feel in sannyas ashram? Are you happy or not? So generally all sannyasi has given answer to Pujya Swamiji, remain in Grostha. Whatever you are, remain. This sannyas ashram is not good. It is very difficult. So at that time Swamiji understood sannyasa deva. By giving up sannyasi, siddhim, person, here the meaning of siddhim is success, but success is ultimate happiness. In spite of all problem, if a person can be happy, it's called siddhi. So the meaning of siddhi is not mere something siddhi, success, but here the meaning of siddhi means ultimate happiness. Na samadhi gacchati. By giving up mere all sannyasa, taking sannyasa, here the sannyasa means orange cloth, given up responsibility, sannyasa ashrama. By mere taking sannyasa, person doesn't get moksha. Given up karma, person cannot have moksha. Given up taking sannyasa also, person cannot have moksha. So moksha is not easy. By giving up karma, sannyasa is not easy. Moksha is not easy by taking sannyasa also. Because for moksha, only mind preparation is necessary, nothing else. Again, Bhagwan has, in next verse, Bhagwan has explained, any person in the world cannot live without karma. This is also very nice verse. All third chapter, this previous, all verses are very nice. So it's fifth verse. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishthatya karma krita karyate yavashah karma sarva prakriti jergunehi. Bhagwan says, let's see in our Bhagwan says, Kashchit, anyone, any person in the world, kshanamapi, even for a moment, jhatu, ever, anytime, akarma krut, natishtati. Person cannot stand, remain without doing any action. Even by sleeping also, in our whole body, keep on do different type of action. Digestion, circulatory system, keep on going. Even our respiratory system, we never remain a karma krut. By sleeping also, Bhagwan says that's why any person, kshanamapi, even for second also, a karma krut natishtati. And why they are doing different type of karma, that's why Bhagavan says, sarva means all people, even all being in life, avashaha karma karyate. Avashaha means helplessly. Karma means different type of action is being done. Karyate is a passive. They do is being done different type of karma, avashaha, helplessly. And why they are doing, that's why Bhagavan says, gunehi. Which type of guna? Prakrute jehi gunehi. Guna means sattva, rajas and tamas. And from where they born, prakrutat prakrutehe jayate. It's born out of our own nature. That's why Bhagavan say people have different type of nature. Because of that different type of nature, they will do helplessly kriyate karma. The first argument Bhagavan has done in previous verse, by avoiding action, one cannot get moksha. Second argument Bhagavan has, even in previous verse Bhagavan has told, by given up karma, by taking sannyasa, one cannot have moksha. In this verse Bhagavan has given argument, it is next impossible to give up karma, because one cannot live without second doing karma, anything, without doing karma. And why not? So I have done something, I will show you. Karma, we are doing at 3 levels. We are doing karma at physical body level, we are doing karma at speech level, and we are doing karma at mind level. So generally, when we give up physical karma, generally even we stop speaking also maunam, but our mind keep on thinking. This is all also karma only. So we can't live. Somebody says in sleep there is a no karma, but we unknowingly we are doing karma. But the detail of this I will tell in next week. Let me tell, it is already 9:15, because I have go back to Porbandar. Right now I am Ahmedabad. In this night I am traveling. I am going back to Porbandar. And tomorrow I am going to Dwarika evening, because this is, I would like to show one. Let me share one thing. Suppose there is, I just would like to show. Dwarika is, suppose we say Gopuram, no, like this. And here there is always flag, Dvaja, whatever say. In Dwarika, the flag is always in this direction. Let it be wind in any direction, but flag always opposite to main entrance. This is the peculiarity of Dwarka, Dvaja. That's why in every people's mind they think something is auspicious. Otherwise, if this is Gopuram, if wind is coming from this side, maybe wind direction change, but the situation of flag always remain this. They never go this side. Why it is, nobody knows. In one Dwarika and Jagannath Puri, this is the same of flag situation. That's why people take vow, there something they have decided. If my work has been done positively, then I will change Dvaja of Dwarikadish. So same way somebody is going to change. Our non-people, my students, they who asked me to please come to Dwarika, they are going to change this flag of Dwarika, this temple, tomorrow. So I'm going to attend that ceremony. So I cannot be able to take class tomorrow. So sometime you all come, then there is a very nice places. One way is Somnath, one way is Dwarika. Both are very good pilgrimage center.
Yeah, we have to plan something. Very nice.
Yeah. Sometimes, but it's very difficult. Everybody has same holidays at same time. This is the problem. But if you can, then we can enjoy.
But
Right now I have to travel by bus. Is very nice. AC bus very nice. But still I have to travel. So today I would like to stop.
first of all, your The energy level and commitment is the first inspiration for us. We should strive that, we should follow your example.
I think, but today passive voice is understood not properly or not.
Yeah.
If we do like this, I think that will be easy for us, everybody. Okay, can we do two more?
Thank you.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
So see you next